Here we go.
Song stuck in my head.
What song?
I don't know. Whatever one was he playing on the
one that's
iPad.
That sounds like a weird version of Sweet Caroline.
How'd you know? What's up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back. Another episode of What the Fanboy. My name's Luke. This is Mr. Tyler.
I'm Mr. Tyler. This is the beautiful Brett Eitzen.
Hey, I'm here.
We're moving quick.
And,
I feel like I haven't been here for 3 weeks. I'm going to be honest.
It has felt like a long week, hasn't it?
Dude, yes. Yes, it has.
I feel like maybe the next 2 weeks are going to feel long, too, for other reasons.
We're excited for stuff.
Yeah.
And winter.
Actually,
it snowed here today. I had to scrape my car.
It did snow today.
This week is going to feel really long. The next 2 weeks will, because Washington's on a bye this week.
Oh.
So I have to wait 2 weeks to watch them play again.
We will have something to talk about next week, though. Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah.
It starts this week?
That's Friday.
Friday.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm so out of the loop. Man, I was like looking for news. I'm just like, oh, do I care about that?
Yeah. So what'd you guys do this week? Anything fun? Anything exciting? Play in the snow a little bit this afternoon?
No.
No, okay.
I got a crown. Is that exciting?
Like
Like a crown?
in Fall Guys?
Like on my tooth.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Like they
that's
took
not
a saw and
exciting.
they're like, they put a little cap on it.
That's very
And
And they
unfortunate.
call it a crown to make
Did it
you
have
feel good.
gemstones in it?
I don't know. Haven't
Is
checked.
it gold?
It's temporary.
Did you get you a grill? Did you rob the jewelry store and tell them to make you a grill?
Yes.
Nice.
Dope.
Love it.
But I'll go first.
Yeah. Do it.
I haven't finished it yet, so I'm not going to do a full review, but I've been watching The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime, and I'll just say it's one of those shows where you go, oh, that's why it won all those Emmys. So that's all I'll say. I'm really loving
I
it
get
so
it
far.
now.
Yeah, for real.
Eureka.
Last night, I was a little bit sleepy, felt like watching a movie, wanted to watch something that would be fun, lighthearted, so
Mentally stable.
mentally stable. Actually, maybe not this movie. It was probably not mentally stable. I watched Hunt for the Wilder People, which is a Taika Waititi movie film.
I have not seen that.
You should watch it. It's really good.
It's one that like
Is it funny?
Yeah.
after watching JoJo, I was like, oh, I should. And then I never got around to it.
What's it on? 'Cause I
It's
will
on Netflix.
definitely
It's on
watch
Netflix
this.
right now.
Sweet.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
I will definitely watch a Taika original movie.
It's got a lot of his humor. It's got that New Zealand humor in it.
perfect.
Like they keep throwing out words that honestly I have no idea what they're saying.
But you laugh at them?
But I laugh every time. It stars Sam Neill from Jurassic Park. I know Brett's favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
And
Indeed.
it stars, I don't remember his name, but the kid from Deadpool 2. Tyler's favorite movie of all time.
That is not accurate. Not even remotely close to accurate. I don't know if that movie's in like my top 50.
I went for it. Threw a shot in the dark. Didn't get it.
If it's in the top 50, it's 50 and a half.
I appreciate the shot, Luke.
And that's still outside, though?
It is.
So it's in your top 51.
No, probably not. Maybe. I don't know. It fits somewhere in the bottom half of my movie.
Well, Deadpool 2. It's in Tyler's top 500 movies. If he's seen 500
That is an
movies.
accurate statement. I doubt I've seen 500 movies. Only if I was in Ready Player One. Maybe then I could do it.
No, but you've seen one movie 500 times.
Yes, precisely.
Actually, in that book, he recites War Games. I started watching War Games last night before I went to bed, too, also. I needed something to do.
Sure.
Sounds like you could not sleep.
I was just trying to get something that would make me tired. And that movie is, well, I think it's good. It's really nothing special. Is that heresy to say that about a classic 80s film?
No, I think that's fine.
Nah,
And it
we're past the time.
made my brain turn off, and I was like, 30 minutes into it, I was like, all right, I'm ready for bed. I'll do the same thing tomorrow night or do it for another 30 minutes. Matthew Broderick, he's a strange fella. But yeah, Hunt for the Wilder People. It's really good. It's really funny. I need to watch What We Do in the Shadows, the movie.
Then the show. Yeah.
I don't know where to watch the movie though. Hopefully it's on something.
Probably on Hulu.
It's not.
It used to be on Amazon.
You have to have the live TV version of Hulu to watch it on Hulu.
Oh, Hulu.
Yeah. But the show's on Hulu. And actually, Stephanie and I are watching that show right now. It's really freaking funny. I love it.
Why do we have to buy the Hulu TV version? Well, we can rent it at my
Hulu
house if you want.
sucks. Hulu would be the first one I get rid of. Get out of your Hulu. The last thing I did with Brett. I did the Prophecy Dungeon finally
Did you
in
take
Destiny.
screenshots from that?
I took one.
Did you think of me when you did it?
I think I took one too.
I'm super curious because I've seen some really cool screen grabs from it.
That is
I think I just
One
did
of the
like
most-
the final room.
one of the most beautiful places in Destiny.
It's really cool.
Had a lot of fun doing it. Speed, Brett's clanmate, took us through.
Nice.
Thank you for that. A lot of fun. I think this was my favorite dungeon by far, mainly because Shattered Throne is really fun, but I feel like they don't really ever teach you anything in that one. It's just kind of like, here's a room, here's a room, here's a room, here's a room.
Yeah.
And it's all fun. But in this one,
honestly,
it's like
more mechanically based around bosses like old raids, and I feel like this is more puzzle.
yeah. And this one, you go into the first room, and it's like, this is the mechanic you're going to be using the whole time, so learn well. And you do that in every room, and then you have rooms that are rotating and flipping. And
Yeah. So Tyler, after every damage phase of the boss, the room
you go stand in
reorients-
this pit.
The pit sucks you in, and then it spits you back out in a different orientation.
That's amazing.
So like every wall is a potential floor,
That's
even the ceiling.
It was awesome.
It's really
and like
cool.
when you're inside of the block and you just watch the screen go and it rotates.
Does it have
And
a
then
bass drop?
It might have.
I say because you added one, and that would be a really cool effect.
I'm pretty sure it did.
How long did it take you guys to clear it?
Just over an hour, maybe.
Well, that's not
Yeah,
bad.
no,
Hour and a half.
yeah. For our first time, like, and
Yeah.
I don't even think we've, like, did we fail any encounters?
No, we never did.
It's really forgiving in that fact, where
Which
it
is another
lets
reason
you-
I really liked it.
Yeah. It lets you essentially, if you screw up, it doesn't reset the encounter. You just have to go a little longer.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, okay, instead of doing this 3 times, we have to do it 4 times.
Nice. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it.
And it gets harder, but if you fail,
Right.
but yeah.
Another reason I really liked it is, especially more than the other dungeons, is Shattered Throne and the Pit of Heresy are both extremely dark areas. They're cool looking, but this reminded me of like when you go into Last Wish or the Garden of Salvation, you just have skyboxes and colors. And when we went into the Sparrow jump
the Dune
section,
area.
I remember I was like,
Oh,
this
no,
is
the
like
racetrack.
a kaleidoscope. Like it's wild, and you're just flying your Sparrow on this ribbon. Oh man, I'm so bad at that.
Yeah, you were going.
That
so
was the
slow.
hardest part for me. I was going really slow. I'll put that.
Luke was old man driving it back there.
That's right. But
Speed and I were like,
Mario Kart in it?
yeah.
I got, this my only real complaint about the dungeon was, especially in that room, is when you die, it has a 45-second respawn.
Oh,
So you're just sitting there.
That and yeah. There's a couple places where it doesn't make sense to have a super long respawn.
Like in the boss rooms when we're in these firefights. Sure, yeah.
yeah.
Good. It's probably good. But there's no enemies at some points, and it's like, oh man, they are on the other side of this giant area. So I'm gonna sit here for a minute, and then I can respawn and finally catch up to them after a while, because I'll die again. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I want to do it again.
We should do it again before it goes away.
We should. I'm really upset that it's gonna go away, but it will come back. They said it's coming back. Yeah. We need to take you through Shattered Throne too sometime.
I think I've only done the Pit of Heresy.
Yeah, we should take you through Shattered Throne.
The Pit
Shattered
of
Throne
Heresy
is
was really
great.
fun running from the giant ogres.
I hated that.
Like, sneaking down through like the little caves. I'm like, oh
I just peek up for a second. They're like, dead.
no! Yeah, that one's fun. But yeah, I'll have to do it maybe. I was kind of talking to Lucky about this weekend. I'm really just looking forward to the load times being improved.
Mm-hmm.
I think my interest in Destiny will spark back up when I don't have to wait 10 minutes to play.
The more you can play,
Right.
the less you have to wait on things to get ready to play.
Because like
the easier it is to play.
I'm a generally busy person.
Yes, you are.
So right now, like when I play games, one of the things that I think about when I'm considering playing something is, does it respect my time?
Yep.
And like right now, in the state that game is in, it doesn't for me. Like it just doesn't work. So to me, it's just not worth playing. Not because it's a bad game, but because I just don't have the time to sink into it that I would want to.
Yeah.
I can't give it its shake. But is that all you did before I did?
Yep, that's all I did.
Sweet. I'll jump in. For gaming, since we were just talking about that, I played the new Pokemon DLC this weekend.
How is that?
Gotta catch 'em all.
Pokemon The Crown Tundra. It is the most fan service thing. And I tell you what, I loved it. I thought it was really good.
So you got a crown too?
You can get a crown. I did not get it. You have to catch them all in that Pokédex to get them.
Gotta catch 'em all.
This is what I will say. I give it a fanboy worthy, just off the top. But here's what I'll say about it. This is what everybody wanted Pokemon to be when it came to the Switch. It was a big open world. They got you in with some crazy, stupid dialogue, and then they're like, hey, here's 3 clues. Go figure it out. Have fun. Huge sandbox. Open world Pokemon game. Go for it. And I was like, cool. I'm going to go hunt legendaries and have some fun. And, they added this new thing called the Star Tournament where you can fight with the people you defeated along the way. And you can make $1 million off of doing that, which is super worth it.
Real money?
No.
So say, I'm about to play.
And then they added all of the legends from the previous games into this one, which is a huge ask of the fan base. That's what I mean by fan service. Super, super cool. I really enjoyed it. I'm still sinking some time into it. I read a thing that said that right now is the easiest time to make a competitive Pokemon team. So if that's your jam, go for it. I wouldn't say it's my jam, but it's definitely something I might try to do to play some double battles with some friends and just kind of see what their online stuff offers, because it's one part of Pokemon I've not really delved too far into.
Pokemon.
I started The Haunting of Bly Manor this week. I watched the first 2 episodes. It was really good. I love that show. I was kind of texting back and forth with you about it. One of the coolest things is they use the same music almost with just different elements and motifs in it. And I thought that was just so much fun because I heard it and I was like, oh man, they really kept it the same as Hill House, which I hate that it's not on the same tab in Netflix.
I do too.
It drives me insane. It's like when I talk to people about it, I'm like, oh man, season 2. It's not season 2. It's a different show. And I get so frustrated.
I hope they change it because I know there is some shows that have, like where it says seasons, they have titles.
Oh, yeah.
They could easily
Just
do it.
do
call
that.
it The Haunting Anthology or something.
Yeah. Bly Manor, Hill House.
The girl who played Nell in season 1 she plays, is her name Danny? Yeah, she's fantastic. She's really good. She's also only 25. So budding star for sure. Oliver Jackson Cohen is going to be your next face of the MCU or DC Universe at some point. It's going to happen. I'm calling it now. Prediction for 2021. But no, show's really good.
I'm going to do it before you.
I've already staked my claim. I can't wait to finish it. I'm watching it with Dana, so I was able to get her to watch the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't watch more of it, because I have to get her in the right frame of mind to watch it. Because she's not a scary show person, and there's that's scary, and then there's this kind of scary, and I think this kind of scary works more because you're always thinking something's coming.
Yeah.
And with it, when that stuff's gonna happen, so it's not as bad. But no, so far so good. And the last thing I did, mini review time. I watched the DC animated interactive movie Batman: A Death in the Family. This is an interactive movie, much like Bandersnatch, which Luke loved.
Boom! His favorite movie of all time.
Yeah. Top 50 movie for Luke.
50,000. Number 50,000.
Yeah. And 1.
It's saved for that spot.
Yeah. And then I think there's an Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt one on Netflix as well. This is a short. I want to make sure I add that because it is $20. It's a full price movie. but it is a short. So there's 7 different endings. I watched 4, but there's also 4 shorts also included on the Blu-ray, which is really fun. I'd give this a Matthew McConaughey. I want to give it a fanboy worthy, but I don't think majority of people will like it that much.
Mm-hmm.
It's rated R. It's animated, so that automatically is like hard for some people to kind of wrap their head around. I think, but like it gives you a lot of choices, and you can really impact a lot of different things. I know there's 7 endings, but there's more than 7 branches of storytelling in this. I think where it loses most of the steam for me is just that some of the threads as you go through them are the same. They just place a different looking character as like a placeholder, and it kind of takes away from the experience a little bit. I think they could have mixed it up a little more. One of the positives, which I think is awesome, Batman Under the Red Hood came out in 2009?
Don't know.
While back. And this movie is spliced in with that throughout. So you can see the updated animation versus the old, but they 2010, so I was close. And they kind of splice them together. It's really cool, really interesting. And you get a little bit more of Batman's perspective from that movie, which I think is something that is worth exploring if you get the chance. So yeah, Batman: A Death in the Family is a Matthew McConaughey for me. I will finish the 3 shorts and probably the last 3 endings over the next few weeks.
What if one of the endings is so good it goes up to a booyah?
It won't, but
but you'll update us if it does.
I will update you guys if it improves. I think I've already seen my favorite ending, and it's the one where Batman is talking to Clark. I think that's the best one so far. That's all I did this week. I finished Ready Player One, and I started reading The Road, if anybody's keeping track at home.
On the road again.
That's all you did this week.
That's like the opposite book.
Yeah, that's kind of... So I'll talk about it, sure. So that's kind of why I went for The Road, is because Ready Player 2 comes out next month. I just finished rereading Ready Player 1, and I think I wanted to read
Get yourself
something...
nice and depressed before you go into
I wanted to read something
a
little bit more sad, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not depressed or anything, I promise. I've just heard nothing but great things about it. And one of the coolest questions I've ever heard asked in like a Q&A or an AMA is they asked my favorite author, Blake Crouch, what is the one book you wish you wrote? And he said The Road. And I was like, okay, I'm going to read that one day. And I read that AMA 2 years ago, and I'm finally reading that book. But that's a fantastic question. Like, I'd love it if somebody asked James Wan, like, what's the one movie you wish you made by someone else? And
we should save that in case we ever get to interview people again.
Yeah, we should, because I think that's an awesome question.
That's a great question.
It's really cool. So that's what led me to Cormac McCarthy's The Road. I'll also probably watch the movie once I'm finished with it.
Nice.
And I'll cry my eyes out.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've watched the movie. I haven't read the book, but I'm very...
I'll try to finish it this week.
I can't wait to hear what your thoughts are. I didn't do a lot this week. Played some Destiny with Luke, like he mentioned earlier.
Finally!
We played Apex together too, didn't we?
We played a little Apex together. Yep. We didn't get any wins though, did we?
No, I got 5 this weekend though.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
you guys are trash.
It's just I hold them back for sure.
I don't think so.
Want me to join? I can hold you back even farther.
You guys got to win together.
We have.
I was dead.
Actually, the ratio that Luke has of wins to losses is probably way better than either of us, just because he hasn't played very much.
Right.
Maybe I'm just a good luck charm.
I am over 100 lifetime wins though. That's kind of cool. I didn't realize that.
Oh,
I don't think I'm over 100 games.
Which
is why my win-loss record is so good.
Probably.
We played Destiny. We did the Prophecy Dungeon. It was a lot of fun. Luke helped me with an exotic quest. And then we had some Crucible. And I forget how easy, like, just to slide back into Destiny, like, multiplayer it is. That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It'll be interesting to see with meta changes coming next month that's going to be like.
It's going to be so wild. There's going to be so many frozen people. I can't wait.
Freezing.
They're frozen.
It's not ice.
Stasis.
In the thing, it says freeze. You freeze them. The power is stasis, but you freeze them.
You're not freezing them like in cold ice.
It definitely
it's in
mentions
darkness
cold,
ice.
though. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, very excited
Just makes me
to
laugh.
get back into Destiny as the new season comes around. Other than that, yep, we've been watching.
Yup.
Yep, we've been watching that show, What We Do in the Shadows. That is such a good, fun Halloween time show. Like, I cannot recommend it enough.
What do you do in the shadows?
Often I sleep.
Luke, why are we always on the same page?
Why are you two always against me?
Because
Is
you're a
more
faster
the-
reader, and I don't want to look bad, so I'm just turning with you.
You're just like, oh, what is he reading?
He's on page 69. What?
But I.
Nice.
Yes.
But I didn't do much else other than, and I was talking about this with Luke. I did some creative writing this week, so that was a lot of fun. You don't get to hear about it; it's super secret, but I did it.
Is this what you shared the sneak peek of?
I did, yes, yeah. I told you too, Tyler.
You did.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if it was the same thing.
Yes,
Sweet.
yes, same thing,
Nice.
same thing. So,
I was gonna say, are you writing something else and I don't know about?
dude, I got like 15 writing projects.
So excited.
So did you read any more of To Sleep in a Sea of Stars?
I've read a little bit more, yeah.
Nice. How's it going?
It's good.
Yeah. I've heard
He's
Paolini.
lying.
Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying. I mean, I like
Would
it.
you read like 6 more pages?
No, like another chapter.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, was that
How long are
20
the
pages or
How
something
long
like
are the
that?
chapters?
I
6
think the
pages?
chapters were like 7 or 8 pages.
No, they're like 15 to 20 pages.
How many chapters would be in that
have you
book?
read?
5? Something? 6?
With how long that book is.
I'm still not very far in. I'm
trying to do the math on
admit
chapters.
that I am not very far in
No, that's
there.
okay.
But I'm past the
initial setup.
Yeah.
How many pages is the book?
Like 800?
So if chapters are 6 pages long, how many chapters?
They're
would
not
that be?
6 pages long.
No, I'm just saying if. That'd be so many
Maybe a
chapters.
lot of chapters.
That would be a lot of chapters.
I want to read that book.
I want to read it. I've heard Paolini's good at creating a world and creating rules for which his worlds abide by.
I'll just wait for him to ruin it with a bad movie.
So
I have a feeling he may not sell the rights to this movie
After
real
Aragon.
quick. He may take a moment and be like, I'm going to really consider who I'm selling this
yeah,
to.
yeah, I would like to read that at some point. I think next year is probably when I'll get to that one.
That's fine.
So probably around the time you start
I
to get
finish
close
it.
to finishing it.
I know, I'm a slow reader.
No, that's okay. I'm not trying to be judgy. I just
Well,
am really
thanks.
curious to hear, like, you and Lepke are both reading it, and you are both huge fans of the Inheritance Cycle, and so I'm really curious to hear your guys' thoughts, because if he can strike gold twice with you guys, that's pretty good.
Awesome.
That would encourage me to read it.
Okay. I'll double down this week.
You don't have to. It's
No
okay.
promises.
Yeah, don't.
But that's it.
That's it.
News. Let's talk about some
Freaking
news.
Powerade. I thought I smelled that.
It is Powerade. I went to the dentist today and I was like, I don't want to drink soda. It'll ruin everything.
It was all for nothing.
Before we go into trailers and probably what everything else everybody's here for to listen, nerd news. I have a different form of nerd news.
Oh.
Breaking news from NASA today. I thought this was really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Moon is not haunted, but it's wet. It's wet. They found water on the sunny side of the moon. We going swimming.
We going swimming, baby.
I'm going swimming on the moon. I can't wait.
Would you jump off a diving board on the moon?
Absolutely. You know how much air or height, not air, I guess, you could get off that thing? Be like, whoosh. I'd probably go into orbit.
Ooh.
That's what I'm saying.
I could
It's a good
actually
enough
do
diving
like
board?
double
High enough high
flips
dive?
and stuff.
I'd do it. Worth it. What a way to go.
That'd be
Plus,
fun.
my splash would be amazing because the splash would go up and just keep going.
It would just keep going. Yeah, yeah.
come back down and look good. And then get a really good camera and speed it up so it looks like I'm on Earth. And they'll be like, whoa, that splash was huge.
That's fun news. Maybe we should write a short story about
Swimming on the moon.
swimming on the moon. I love it. Let's do it.
And then we'll film one.
Yeah.
On the moon.
On the
Yes.
moon.
We need
Well,
that.
duh.
We need that Fast and Furious
No, we just need Tom Cruise's
12 budget.
crew to take us up there with it.
Yeah. They're going there like next year, right?
Yeah.
I thought they were going to ISS.
Oh.
Space station.
Well, it's just the first stop.
Oh, okay.
How does Tom Cruise get approval to do this? Scientology?
Yes.
Okay.
Black magic and Scientology.
Him and the Lizard God are gonna film a movie.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. We had some trailers this week. Or at least one.
We had one.
We had one that I'm very excited for.
Me too. I think I don't know if it's for the same reason, but
I bet this is the trailer I didn't watch.
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Oh no, I did watch that one.
what trailer did you not watch?
The Chadwick Boseman's. That was last week though, I think.
Oh
Yeah.
I was gonna mix it up. I was like,
Mulroney's.
that wasn't this week, was it? Yeah, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Raya and the Last Dragon from Disney. So this is Disney Animation, their new movie. It was a teaser trailer, so there's not a ton there, but animation style looks great.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
So I'm a sucker for animated water.
Mhm.
That's why I love Moana so much. Plus, I don't need the story and the music and the emotion it gives me. It's so good. But when you can make the water look really good, you got me. And just the little water going up the stairs in the beginning, I was like, yeah, I'm probably gonna like this. But
plus, it's the director was
Moana.
one of the co-directors on Moana.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
I think,
but the reason I actually love this trailer so much was because of the music.
yeah.
And if this has a somewhat of a hip hop influence into the music, yeah.
Is Lin-Manuel doing this one too?
Oh, I hope not. No, he's not attached. That would have been on the Wikipedia page, right?
You would think.
Like that. Man, I watched this trailer like 4 times without even watching it. I was
Yeah,
just listening to it. It was so good. For what I thought the story seemed like it was going to be, I don't know if I was too impressed with that. I was just like, oh, I just watched a Dragon Prince. It's the same thing.
This gives me way more like Avatar vibes with the whole idea of these different tribes being kind of in conflict, and there's someone who's been training her whole life to. I mean, admittedly, she's like a teenager, so right, so like
Funny because the people that make Dragon Prince are the people that made Avatar.
right? Isn't it interesting?
Maybe they
how-
did this one too.
Let's look it up.
I don't think so.
Let's look up who's making. Let's look at all the people that are making this movie.
I don't think so.
Why not?
But
Figure it out.
yeah, like I think it's really cool. One of the neat things I think Disney Animation does pretty well is have good representation. This is set kind of in the Vietnamese, Thailand culture, like that Southeast Asia culture, and I'm excited because that's a beautiful location, and B, really interesting cultures, like large, diverse cultures there. The podcats are fighting.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my! I wonder if Carl stole some food from Simon.
Yeah, I really like this trailer. I was going to mention the music, but Luke got to it. One of the things neither of you guys really mentioned, I really enjoyed like the color palette of the trailer. Like it's like that bluish green, and it just doesn't get done as often as you would think it would. I just think it looks visually really cool.
Yeah.
Also good for Kelly Marie Tran.
Yep.
Is the voicing the lead in that. Good for her to get a movie like this.
Yeah.
And again, you talked about the representation, but it's also important when you cast the voice actors, you're casting voice actors who represent that culture as well. So it's really cool. I'm looking forward to that one. I was super excited when the trailer dropped, and then I didn't get to watch it for a couple hours.
No.
I was like, man, everybody's already watched this and talking about it. I haven't seen it yet. And I finally got to watch it, and I was like, yeah, that was worth it. But I do kind of also agree with Luke in that the story kind of seems a little ridiculous. But who knows? Maybe they'll surprise me.
It's familiar to me. It's like, oh, it's the last dragon again.
Yeah.
It's like we've been doing this since Dragonheart. Was that one? The one with
Probably.
Dennis Quaid.
Yeah. Like it is. I feel like it's a
Trope.
a well-worn trope.
The last.
To explain why. Like,
There was a movie trope that. Keep going.
oh no, just to explain why there like aren't dragons today, and like to make that world feel more real. And then you have the hero go find the last one, and then there's that. So, I think I was happy to not see a dragon in the trailer. If they're promising only one, save that for the movie. But yeah, no, we got a cute little animal sidekick, and
Of course.
as it's necessary. For
You got to do that
movie,
for
right?
a Disney movie. It's expected at this point.
But yeah, this is supposedly coming out March or April. March 2021. So
Looking forward to it.
Andy directed Brother Bear. Oh heck yeah! And The Emperor's New Groove. And Tarzan. Who is this guy? It's Don Hall. It's Don.
Dawn, it's Dawn.
That baby Dawn.
Dawn, we're putting all our hopes and dreams in your hands. Don't let us down.
Don't blow it.
All right, that was our one trailer, I guess.
So I have two things, and I'm really confused by them. So
Okay,
I'm
go.
hoping someone can provide a little bit of clarity for me.
Yes,
I doubt it.
So
I'll give you a fake clarity. It's
we got our first look at Tom Holland as Nathan Drake this week.
yes, we did.
It looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
We also got confirmation that Spider-Man 3 is filming in Atlanta right now. How? It looked like they were filming Uncharted as well.
They're done, I guess.
They filmed it in like 3 days?
We don't know how long they've been working.
I'm just so confused by that timeline. It was like a day apart.
Little Tommy's a hardworking boy.
He's like 27.
So, what's that got to do with anything?
Younger than me, so he's a boy.
Boy.
Oh, I thought we were talking about hardworking.
Oh no. Yeah.
It's like, what's wrong with hardworking at 27?
I mean, it does seem like a pretty.
It's
intense-
just a really weird, like,
Yeah.
section of time, I guess. Because like then there was the video of Mark Wahlberg in his trailer for Uncharted,
Got the stash.
and I'm just really confused about like where all this fits, what's real, what's not. I'm just super confused. Are they filming both?
They're
in the
not
same area?
actually
They-
filming Spider-Man yet. I think they're there for probably pre-production, or not pre-production, but pre-filming.
like table reads and what.
Like he said, he just got the script or whatever.
My guess is that he is right now. He's actively filming Uncharted and finishing up that process. I mean, finishing. Who knows how many weeks they're going to take
Yeah.
to film that?
Two.
But then we'll hop into like Spider-Man is. They're kind of kickstarting that. Like if they have the script done, everything's been approved budget-wise. Like they've been honestly they've probably been building sets and stuff for a couple months, but.
I mean, we
Anywhere that's not-
saw that stunt guy take the tumble,
Yeah.
which was great, by the way. More of that.
But yeah, so they'll probably bring him on here pretty quick.
The timing of all of that was just super weird to me.
I feel
It's-
like in one of the videos, and I didn't watch them, I just read the quotes that were
Mhm.
above the videos because I wasn't interested. But he's like, I just got handed the script from Spider-Man, but I'm not going to tell anything you guys this time because I learned my lesson. It was something along the lines of that.
My guess is that since everyone's had the last couple months off, they're working really hard to be very accommodating of each other's schedules. Obviously, you have like Sony is behind both of these productions, so they're
That's
just
true.
they're probably they don't. It's not really one of those like, oh, I'm Universal. I'm not gonna lend you.
That's true.
I may lend
forgetting.
you Henry Cavill, but or Henry Cavill, but you can't shave his mustache. Like,
yeah.
you don't have that head bumping between studios on this, so he's going to be able to be really fluid on
yeah.
like, okay, we're going to get him over here this week for this many days, and then we'll shuffle him back, and that's just up to Tom Holland being a good actor and a hard worker to make it work. So.
Yeah. Okay. That helps. I forgot that Sony is both of those. That makes
Clarity.
See, I talked long enough that something came out that
Something stuck.
that made sense.
Yeah. This was a week of first looks.
You should
I
be
feel
president.
Mm-mm.
Probably not.
Nope.
This was
Don't
a week
need
of
that
first,
responsibility.
of first looks. There
Isn't
was
that the job, though? You just talk until you say something that can
no,
happen,
not
maybe?
typically. No.
Stephanie was gonna write me in, but
Just writing
then I reminded her she would be first lady, and she was like, "Oh no, never mind."
write Kanye in.
He's on the Colorado ballot.
I'm gonna vote in Colorado. Oh yeah, it doesn't work like that. Anyway,
Is this our little segment where we remind people to go vote? Go vote.
hey,
Like
I can finally
every
vote this
social
week.
media thing is
Quota met this week. Go vote.
Yeah.
November 3rd, in person. Vote for who you want to vote for.
Indeed. Luke, sorry I interrupted you.
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I think he interrupted me.
Oh, Tyler, I interrupted you.
That's okay.
What's your next story?
I was just saying it was a week of first looks.
Yeah, you
because
were.
there is a ton of them this week.
Yeah, what else we got?
We got the Suicide Squad pictures.
Yeah, from Empire.
Yeah. They look cool.
Okay.
Peacekeeper's covered in blood.
Nice ensemble
Like
piece.
his legs
Let's
are
do it.
super bloody, and he has a really weird vein in his right bicep that's all like coiled up.
That's just John Cena.
Yeah, he's just jacked.
Yeah,
no, it's totally just John Cena. It just looks funny.
his veins have veins.
Yeah.
Need that extra.
We blew that joke. I should have just been like, I didn't see anything. Darn it!
You saw Peacekeeper, not John Cena. But no, that movie looks wild. I saw some of the comments from James Gunn as like, they gave me the creative control to kill whoever I want, and I mean whoever I want.
Everybody's freaking out that they're gonna kill Harley Quinn.
That would be awesome. I mean, it would suck because I like Margot as Harley, but it would be awesome for them to be like, yeah, we'll do that.
They'll just bring her back.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Whatever.
But no, I think Luke called it a long time ago. I think Rick Flag's a goner. I think that's more what they're alluding to.
I think the only people that are gonna survive are probably Harley Quinn and maybe Peacekeeper for a show.
Because he's
Maybe that's it. And
You know who's going to survive? It's going to be the least likely person, but Pete Davidson's character is going to survive.
Oh my gosh.
Just because like he's the one guy that everybody's like, oh, he's for sure dead.
Yeah.
And he's going to friggin' survive.
I can see that, or he's gonna get a very, very graphic
Death.
head explosion with the camera just on it.
I know they said that some of the squad members kill each other in the comments, and I was like, yes, finally.
Weasel's gonna eat somebody.
Oh my gosh.
Weasel's going to survive. 100%.
Weasel is. We're not gonna know if he survives, but we're gonna see Peacekeeper and Harley Quinn at the end, and then probably in like a post credits, you're gonna see like a.
Perfect.
That little
What's
that
the
little
sound of Weasel makes?
that scene
Not
of,
that.
that scene of him licking the glass is just a post credit scene.
Oh, yeah, he's locked back up. There
Yeah.
you go.
That was actually in the movie. I thought that was just Sean Gunn
Doing his thing.
Well, that's probably how it ended up in the movie.
Wah.
What other first looks did we get this week? I can only think of one more.
Speak.
We had Nathan Drake, we had the Suicide Squad one, and then today, HBO Max revealed the season 3 look for Titans of Red Hood.
Yeah.
You still alive?
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. That's my watch.
I
I thought it looked really good. I thought so usually like the longer you look at something, the worse it starts to look.
Mm-hmm.
This is the opposite for me. Like the longer I look at it, the more I like it, and the more like I kind of see the influences that they're using. Like they're using the new Red Hood logo, like from the most recent comic book run, which I thought was interesting. They're using the design from the New 52 run with like the jacket and the shin guards, and then they're adding the hoodie underneath the jacket, like in Arkham Knight. Like they're doing a lot of really cool things with the character. So I'm super curious to see what it looks like with the touch up of CGI and how it looks in motion. But this is my favorite character, so I'm also really nervous. Like really nervous, because I always talked about Red Hood would be awesome in live action, but now that it's actually happening, I'm very scared. I'm scared it's going to be bad because Titans writers are bad. but on the
You'll get some really, really cool moments with them.
well, that's what
But it may not-
Titans is.
But at the
right?
end, you'll probably be like, oh, okay.
That's what Titans is. I feel like Titans is a show that is very like moment to moment. Like everything in between sucks, but like the moments are really good.
Mm-hmm.
When you get them, and they're few and far between, they're really good. Like there's moments where you feel like the showrunners actually know what characters they're writing, and then there's moments where you're just like, why? Like why would you do that? And all that to say, I actually like that show a lot, even though it's bad.
I wouldn't say it's bad.
It's okay.
It's pretty average.
It's not like top tier.
No.
It's fine.
Is it better than a CW show?
I'd say it's about the same. With better budget. Maybe.
Much better.
Maybe now. We'll see.
I'm really curious to see what it's like on HBO Max. But also, I guess there's a rumored Titans spinoff coming.
Called Red Hood.
That's the thought.
How nervous would you be for that?
Curran Walters still playing the character. I'd be very nervous. I think if they recasted him for a spinoff, they need somebody who can carry it. And I don't know if that dude can. Although I will say he's a much better actor than I expected him to be. So, maybe. But I am so ready to watch Jason and Dick fight. That's going to be awesome. Okay, I'm done. Somebody else talk.
Well, so you've been talking about some DC stuff.
Yeah.
Over in DC world, we
Oh, yeah. Forgot about all of this.
Remember how everyone
a new movie?
Remember how everyone loves the Joker, and how the Joker did really well.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah, that
Mark
one.
Hamill?
Yeah, that one.
Heath Ledger?
Yeah, that one.
Jack Nicholson?
That one too.
What's the guy's name? Caesar
Romero?
Caesar Romero?
Yeah. No, but
What about
none
John
of those.
DiMaggio's?
But none
No?
of those.
Okay.
None of those. The Jared Leto one. So memorable, right?
Yeah.
He's coming back for Justice League.
Ooh.
And we're all...
If there was one thing this movie needed,
It was him.
it wasn't this.
No, that's more money. That's what it needed. Luke is like the ultimate proponent of Joker fatigue, so I know he was so excited to see this.
I'm
new
so
story.
tired of the Joker. And I know he's going to show up in Matt Reeves' universe eventually.
Oh, yeah.
But I was so happy that it's going to be the Riddler and a long Halloween-esque story.
And then it's gonna be Mad Hatter for the sequel.
Great. Do it. Do it. I don't need to see this Joker again. I understand he was cut a lot from his movie. I don't care. I did not like what he was
Doing?
I don't like what he was given. I don't think I'll like what I'll be given more of.
Okay. Where does he fit into this story?
He doesn't.
Because even knowing that a lot of Justice League was scrapped and reshot by Joss, that story was not fundamentally, but pretty heavily reconstructed. I don't know where this makes sense for even just like a minor cameo scene.
I can only think of one thing.
He's not relevant to any of these characters. Sorry, he's not relevant. He's not relevant to this universe's Batman because they interacted once.
He wasn't even there. He got away. He just interacted with Harley.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Joker got away.
The only thing I can think of,
He's in Arkham.
no, not even that, is maybe Lex talks to him about his team that he's building.
Yeah, there is
The
because
League
there
of
was
Their
also
Own or
the
whatever.
rumor of with Deathstroke coming
Right.
back and doing more filming that maybe we do get like a scene of
That one I kind of figured would happen eventually because of the test footage that came out when Ben Affleck was still attached to do the Batman movie.
yeah.
And there was the test footage of him on the Flying Fox thing. And I was like, oh, so maybe he's going to have like a fight scene with Batman and then just peace out. I don't know.
I don't know.
That suit looks dope, though. That Deathstroke suit is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm down to see that on the screen again.
More of that, less Joker.
How about no Joker? Can we
Yeah,
choose that as an option?
Sure, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not excited. This isn't necessary. It's just gonna inflate your budget more. Jared Leto isn't cheap. For some reason, Jared Leto isn't cheap.
Dallas Buyers Club.
He has one good performance, I guess.
No, that
And
did
I've
it
never
for him.
seen it. Didn't watch the movie. Was it good, Brett?
It's
Did
a
you
good
watch
movie.
it? Okay. Congrats,
Does he
Jared
play a
Leto.
prostitute?
He is good in that movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congrats, Jared Leto. But I've seen this character that you're reprising your role as, and it was garbage.
So, question. I think we have to ask it. What if what we get from him in this is really good?
I don't care.
Well, you hate the Joker fatigue right now, so. But what if what if it is?
I won't
That's
even
a
be
real
able to. I won't.
possibility.
If this is really good, if his
5 seconds of screen time is really good, then what?
Then
you're gonna have people standing on the table saying he needs to be in the next thing and the next thing, and not that they matter,
but if he's good, I think we maybe get a little bit of a resurgence for the air cut of Suicide Squad.
Please no. Let's leave that in a room locked away somewhere.
I'm just throwing.
I can't.
You threw me the bone. Here, I'm gonna chew on it.
Like the Snyder cut. At least Zack Snyder wasn't like, I took hits for the studio. Like that's David Ayer's prerogative on Twitter right now. Is like, yeah, I did the good boy studio thing and said it was my movie, and now he's like, my movie's sick. It matches the tone of the first trailer, and like, oh.
I liked what Snyder did. He's just like, no, I haven't seen it. I don't even know what they did, honestly.
Yeah. Like, please, no, don't. Like, and then, I don't know. Air is just rubbing me the wrong way in, like, the last 5 billion things he's done.
Yeah.
I need to go watch Fury. I've heard that's good.
Fury is really good.
I should watch that. Maybe it'll make me feel better.
I'm telling you, man, when you get these creators who aren't bound, like, really, really bound by studios, and they just kind of do their own stuff, it is really good. But whenever you do a superhero comic book, big budget movie like that, that's the trade-off you have to be willing to make.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Are you willing to make that trade-off?
Sure.
Sweet.
I agree, though, with what you said. If everybody's like, Joker's really good, you're going to see a lot more Ayer cut people.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be so annoying.
Now I kind of hope it's really bad, because I don't want to see that anymore.
Just Jared Leto? Or everything?
Okay, look, I'm excited for the Snyder Cut. I don't think it's going to be good.
They keep... This is my problem
There's
with
too
it.
much going on now.
It's going to be so jam-packed with stuff.
Yeah.
And that was the problem with Batman v Superman's theatrical version.
Mm-hmm.
Too much stuff,
There
not
was-
enough runtime.
It was 2.5 hours of just like boom, 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 and you had no like context for really why these things were happening. Obviously, you could pick up on it, but exposition.
Good news, Luke. They're getting an extra hour and a half.
Are they really?
This is going to be 4 hours.
Oh, I thought you meant they were adding another to additional.
No,
I was like,
no.
oh my god.
I don't think
this is still
It's a full-on
rumored,
TV show at that point.
Rumored as like a 4-hour thing. I don't know if that's obviously they haven't done they haven't finished reshoots, they haven't finished the edit.
Here's the problem.
The
though.
thing could go even longer.
We're gonna have an entire Cyborg origin. We're gonna have an entire Flash origin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing anyway.
You're gonna get more Wonder Woman stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna have all these flashbacks with Darkseid Uxus. I'm worried it's gonna be busy.
I think that's
really am.
very valid
I was
concern.
gonna say, I don't even know that needs to be a worry.
That's
like
a
surefire
guarantee
thing.
that this will be a little too busy.
It's gonna be
or a
really
lot
pretty
too
though.
busy.
Oh yeah, it's gonna look fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm still excited.
Oh yeah.
Just not for Jared Leto. Good grief.
I'm excited to watch it. I don't think it's gonna be very good. I think look, this is gonna be where I land on it because I'm a fanboy of DC stuff.
Are you locking in your rating right now?
No. I'm gonna love watching it, but I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna watch it again 2 years later and be like, it's really not as good as I remember.
Hey, that's what happened with all the other ones.
Yeah.
What's going to happen is that all we'll do after we watch all of it, we'll go back 2 years later and we'll be like, I really just want to watch part 3 and 4.
And you'll be able to.
And you'll be able to. You don't have to fast forward. You don't have to go chapter select. Just be like, right there.
Yeah. Episode 3. Got it.
So, what else we got? Luke, you got some other news?
Damaged. Yeah, I got some.
You excited?
So excited! Not as excited as Brett is for this, though. Brett, I know you're excited for this. Actually, you might be. I was going with sarcasm, but you actually might be. It was announced when Fast and Furious will be ending.
No, I'm not. I'm not actually overjoyed at this news. I'm not sad.
I'm sad.
I am
Dude, I'm
indifferent.
bummed.
I am even keel here. I'll let you guys go be sad.
You sent me that, and my first thought to myself was like, man, F you, Brett.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're doing.
So we got Fast and Furious 9 coming out. Hopefully
Sometime next year?
And then
It's supposed to be May right now, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
And then Justin Lin will return for Fast and Furious 10 and Fast and Furious 11. And then the main line, I think, is kind of what they're
Yeah.
getting at.
Good thing we're gonna get
mainline
more
Fast
Hobbs
and
and Shaw.
Furious movies will be done.
Then we'll get some more Hobbs and Shaw movies.
Hey, that movie wasn't the greatest. I had some fun with it,
I laughed a lot.
but it could be something. Just bring Idris Elba back. Did he die in that?
No, I think he just got the ever-living crap beat out of him.
He needs to join the squad.
Yeah, he's gonna be in 10 for sure.
Oh,
Inevitably.
okay.
He'll be on the.
We
good
need him in the
guys team.
squad, so he's around. So man, I'll go see it just because Idris Elba's in it. Man, that's awesome.
I'll
But yeah.
watch The Rock pull down helicopters with his biceps.
I saw a lot of people retweeting this, be like, Universal decides to say goodbye to just writing themselves money.
Dude, going to space is gonna be so great. It's like all I care about. Dude, 10 and 11 is definitely a time travel movie.
They're gonna be driving on the moon. They're just gonna scoop up some water, so they can.
And find out that it's not
And
haunted.
then we'll dump it on the front engine so they can go faster.
So how many
Ooh.
Civics with spoon engines can they get to the moon? Because that's the really important question here.
How many people are there? 10 of them, probably, in Fast and Furious 10.
Probably.
Then 12.
Well, yeah, because they got to join the Martians and stuff. Will join them.
Exactly.
Yeah. We should write this for them.
I would be just as good.
Some other interesting news.
Fast and Furious.
So this year, you may have already noticed, since it is around Halloween time.
Is it?
Yeah.
Spooky season.
Charlie Brown holiday specials will not be aired on network TV this year.
Weird.
Apple bought the rights to have them on their streaming service.
Did they make the Peanuts movie?
They made the new one, or they
made the
have
Snoopy show.
they have a show now.
Is it good?
I haven't watched it.
You were my only hope. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're
I
a
know.
kid, so.
I've binge watched it.
I was like, really? You watch everything?
I had you.
You did. I believe it. I can't ever take you serious. when
I
you're not
watched
watching
4-hour
things. Sorry,
episodes.
Brett, go.
No, you're fine. I'm just curious what your thoughts are on having those things pulled off of network TV for the first time in ever.
It's 2020. Cutting the cord is only getting bigger and bigger,
Yeah.
and pretty soon the reindeer Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer movies and all that stuff's going to be the same way.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's going to become just you're going to pay as much in streaming services as you do for TV now, anyways. So that's just where we're headed.
Yeah, and so one of the interesting things.
Just go buy an iPad.
Well,
Get it for
so
free for a year.
paid $10 for a month.
These used to be mostly on ABC. They were on ABC, which is if you have an antenna. And depending on where you're at, a lot of people, if you're especially in the mountains or a mountainous region, East Coast, sometimes you do have to have cable to get a decent signal. But like we always grew up with having that, and that didn't cost you extra money, right? You essentially got that for free because you have advertisers, commercials and whatnot. So I think for any time that something that was quote unquote free to view goes in a direction of pay per view or pay to view, I think you can ask some questions about that. I think as consumers we have the right to say, I don't know if that's a good idea.
My question is, how many people watch?
I don't know.
In the first place, like.
Yeah, and that's a good point. Without hard data, that's kind of hard to say.
And then I guess my other thing would be, I feel like this is a thing. People will be upset on the internet for a week until something else happens, and then eventually close to Halloween when it would air, nobody will even remember.
So this is going to sound like this is a very hyper-specific example, but it's where I'm coming from in terms of like kind of being upset about it, is that like this year my grandparents aren't going to see us at all during the holidays, and they're trapped inside, right? They're not leaving their homes for the most part. They're being good. And they're gonna have the TV on, and they don't have Apple TV Plus. They don't have Hulu. They essentially have they might have a cable bundle or just
Or an antenna.
An antenna.
Yeah.
And they won't be able to see that this year. People in nursing homes aren't going to be able to see that this year. And I know that's a very small percentage of.
But those are the people that grew up with this.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's where that's where it hurts for me. Like
Yeah.
it's not because it doesn't affect me. I have Apple TV Plus. Heck, if I really wanted it, I'll go buy the physical copy of the dang thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. But that's not necessarily an option for those elderly people who are so into tradition and have this year is already so hard on them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's my sob story for Apple. Please.
Valid.
I didn't cry. Am I dead inside?
No, I didn't either.
Are we both dead inside?
Yeah, just on the outside.
Oh. Might be worse.
I'm just thinking of that video you sent me, the ringtone thing today.
I don't even remember it.
We'll talk about it after.
What else you got?
I guess kind of going off your streaming service thing. Streaming service was killed this week. Quibi is gonzo.
Quibi!
It's around
Yeah.
for 6 months and it's done.
Bad timing.
Bad platform.
Well, that too. Apparently their shows were decent.
They won Emmys.
Yeah.
I don't know which one did, but I mean that's pretty impressive.
Didn't Ty Sheridan's win an Emmy?
That was Peacock, wasn't it? The
No, he did the
Last Man on the World or something.
No, he did the one where he's like trapped in the car in a snowstorm for Quibi.
Oh, I don't know. I just I feel like whenever I heard about Quibi, it was just people making fun of Quibi. Also, why would you call it Quibi? A terrible name. Brett's doing research.
No, I'm chatting. We have some people in the chat.
What?
What's up, Battle Rifle? And welcome, Nick. You're maybe late, but you're here,
We love you.
and we love you
So
both.
I'll keep it on the streaming service level.
Yes, dude.
We kind of mentioned The Mandalorian comes out Friday, but also that big thing Disney owns, Marvel, made a splash today.
Mm-hmm.
They casted their Moon Knight. Well, all but casted their Moon Knight. They're in talks with Oscar Isaac
All but confirmed.
for him to play Moon Knight. Dope choice.
I love
Isaac's-
Oscar.
He's a good actor. I'm excited to see him play an unhinged bipolar personality person. So I'm in for this. I'm excited to see where this goes.
I think this is great casting.
Yeah.
But apparently David
Yeah, he
Diggs
was in the runnings for
was
it,
in the
too.
running.
Oh.
And I'm kind of upset that it wasn't him.
It was
Mainly
him.
because, first of all, he's great in Hamilton. And he hasn't been in everything Disney so far. You know, like Oscar's kind of getting it because he was in Star Wars and all this other stuff.
He did some stuff for Into the Spider-Verse too.
What have you done for me lately is always going to be a Hollywood
Yeah.
thing.
Right.
So
I did see that David Diggs is in it, and also I guess Nick Kroll.
Yeah, Nick Kroll I thought was an interesting choice.
I was like, what the
that's
heck?
kind of the off the wall choice for
Yeah.
that, but could have been fun. I think.
I was when I saw Nick Kroll and David Diggs, I was like, oh heck yeah, David Diggs would be so good for this. It'd be fun. And then it was like literally 5 minutes later, it's Oscar Isaac, and I was like, oh.
and I can't be upset about that.
No.
He's so
a good
good.
actor. He's a good actor. So it's a good choice. But I think there's going to be a little bit of that, like, but what if? Moving forward.
Get him another role.
They're doing what other show are they doing?
David Diggs? He's in Snowpiercer.
No, but wasn't there another Disney Plus Marvel show they were working on? Give him the villain in Miss Marvel,
It could be interesting.
or give him the villain in Moon Knight, since he missed out on it.
Give him a role in Fast and Furious 10.
Oh, dude, he's already gonna be in that. He's gonna be one of the Martians. Already casted.
Is the Matt Damon going to be in this? Did he come with the Martians?
Mm-hmm. He's the one who brought him there. He's
Dude,
gonna be hiding.
Can you
up-
imagine actually though Matt Damon showing up in the Fast and Furious movies?
Dude, him and Ben Affleck.
You see this car just pull up and just rolls down the window. It's like, Matt Damon is here to save the day.
He's driving his car from Ford versus Ferrari.
Yes.
Carol
Matt Damon
Shelby.
here is to save the family.
Carol Shelby's coming to save you guys
That's
from the past because it's a time travel movie.
Inevitably.
Done and done. All right, we should really get moving. Is there any more streaming service news?
No.
You got any more?
Nope.
All right. With next-gen consoles getting ready to come out, there was some PlayStation 5 news this week. One, PlayStation 5 test kits are out and available for media people.
For people who are cooler than us.
Yeah, people that are way cooler than us. And then also they announced...
There's nobody cooler than Brett. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't know what I did to deserve that, but
You
I'll
didn't do anything
absolutely
to deserve
take
that.
it.
And then they had some delays as well. The PlayStation 5 performance mode update for God of War was delayed. Delays are inevitable with COVID.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was another game. It's called like All-Star.
All-Star Destruction.
Yeah, that game got delayed as well
It'll be free on PlayStation Plus, though.
when it finally comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Nice. That's a good move.
I'm so glad to see PlayStation 5s in the wild. That is...
Yeah, it took them.
It took them a little bit.
It felt
but
like it took
I'm
them
glad-
long enough.
In the
I'm glad-
wild,
Yeah.
at the watering hole.
Yep.
Hey, look over there. That's 2 PS5s.
Yes.
Hiding in the brush.
Speaking
we can get closer to
of
'em.
Much bigger than the PS4 brothers.
Oh, it's coming after me,
gaming
Corky.
and consoles, we wanted our main topic tonight.
Oh,
Do you have any news? Any other?
It's a PS5 and Xbox Series X about to
Okay,
fight.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
They're getting along.
We
Oh, the little brother, the Xbox Series S.
we wanted to look back at the previous generation and talk about some of our favorite games from last gen, and look ahead and talk about what some of our.
I thought we were doing a nature doc for Xboxes and PlayStation.
Look, if we wanna just wing it tonight and do that, go for it. I'm gonna go take a nap, but you go for it.
He doesn't like that.
He doesn't.
Next
we
time
better,
Brett's
we
out,
better
we're
not.
doing it.
We better not do it.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm excited. Let's talk about previous gen first, though.
Yeah.
Or current gen.
I don't know if you guys have like a ranking. I didn't really rank mine. I just kind of threw them in a list.
I wrote
so
down 5.
We could just kind of talk about.
I have
Some
a
of them.
top 3.
I've got like 18.
Don't look at mine, you punk. Ha, got him.
Tyler, what's one of yours? One of your favorites from last gen?
Apex Legends.
Ooh,
Probably my favorite.
That
from,
is,
from last gen.
that's. I actually didn't write that down, but it is on my list.
It was my favorite game of last year when it came out. And man, like anybody who's played games with me will tell you I don't stick with games very long. I try to play a lot of different things, but this is one that I have stuck with. And it's so much fun. It's kind of talked about earlier, respectful of my time. A challenge-based battle pass system is always the way to go.
Yeah,
I guess my only knock on it would be that all of their stuff is way too expensive.
it's very expensive.
But their events are good. Their characters are good. The stories they build for their characters are good. The gameplay is as tight as ever. Titanfall 2 is so overlooked in this generation. So it's nice to see that some of those mechanics get their popularity through Apex. So
Yeah.
that's kind of nice.
Yep. Luke.
God of War.
Yeah.
Well, no, not my most recent game. It won Game of the Year,
Right.
and I think it
Deservedly
was
so.
2018.
so deserved. Yeah, just an incredible game. I never seen a game or didn't know if a game had ever done the thing where it's one shot the whole way through.
So sick.
Just that was incredible.
It was so
It would have
sick.
been cooler if I hadn't died so much.
It was. I remember the first time I hit press start to play, and the camera just goes,
And
and
you
I was
just-
like, "Funk." What? It's such a cool feeling.
Yep. And then just a great heartwarming story that I was not expecting from a God of War game.
Yeah, they definitely reinvented themselves.
Yeah.
And I hadn't played the others. Bless you. I hadn't played the others. But,
Same.
But like I kind of knew. I kind of had an idea, and I'd kind of seen what God of War was. And this was just such a great reinvention of that franchise. Yeah, it's definitely one of the best games.
Yeah. Great
Not just
voice
this-
acting.
Oh, it's not just this generation, but probably of all time. It's one of the better
Yeah.
games.
I mean, it is probably, and it's in my,
Top 3.
definitely top 3.
Mm.
Might be my second of all time. The art direction, the soundtrack. Love this. This is one of my favorite game soundtracks.
Battle Rifle just pitched the best title ever for Fast 10. You want to hear it?
Yes.
Fast 10 your seatbelts.
Oh my god! Yes!
That is seriously the best.
Yes!
The absolute best title you could ever come up with.
That is the most gorgeous thing I've ever heard.
Dude, that's good.
He's also got God of War, Adventures of Boy.
I play that game in a heartbeat.
Yeah. My first one that I'll throw out there is one that I don't know if either of you have played, Dishonored 2.
I've played it.
Oh. Okay, I kind of vaguely remember.
I played
you
the
mentioned.
first one.
Okay. And I kind of think of this one and
I didn't beat
Dishonored 1 together, but Dishonored 1 was kind of a last gen, then current gen crossover. But I just think what Arcane did there in terms of combat and customize, like how you play. It doesn't matter how you want to play. You can play however you want. You can be super sneaky, and I think a lot of times it does encourage that. But if you want to go
just full aggro and
crazy,
start killing fools.
You can absolutely build yourself to do that. So, yeah, there's a real simple one for me.
Yeah,
easy pick.
Am I back up?
Yep.
All right. This one is kind of a weird choice, but Batman Arkham Knight lands on this for me. An awesome conclusion to a great trilogy of games. Although it was the weakest of the 3, it holds a spot that's kind of special because superhero video games really haven't been that good. And this one, the Arkham franchise really paved the way for good superhero games. I mean, we got Spider-Man this generation too. And it looks like, we're going to continue moving that direction, which is really nice. So for that alone, Batman Arkham Knight holds a pretty special spot in this generation for me.
That was the reason I got a Xbox One.
Nice.
Yeah, because it was one of the early titles for Xbox One.
Oh, I'm up again, aren't I? Also a game in my top 5, Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yo.
Yeah, one of the reasons I got a PS4, actually.
I got a PS4 for Spider-Man.
I remember I really wanted to play all the Uncharted games, and I really wanted to play Last of Us, but it was when I saw the advertisements for this game is when I got it, like a couple months later.
Yeah.
Kind of the same things along with God of War. It has great art direction, soundtrack, voice acting. I really enjoy the story in it. A wonderful world within our own world, but in a post-apocalyptic futuristic sci-fi. They created a whole new world within something that is real. And then just the way they changed up fighting mechanics. It's not just go out there and hit stuff, which is always fun. But no, it's, okay, there's a giant robot T-Rex over there. Let's set up a bunch of traps and have it run through so that we can get up close and take out some of its inner workings and then run away because it's going to get back up.
Yeah.
I had so much fun trying to figure out how to get all those big monstrosities down.
Yeah.
And it's one of the only games that I haven't done it yet, but I could 100% it. I need to find like 2 more little statues. I need to
get on that.
I need to do it.
Yeah, that's definitely a game where every encounter feels different, which is really nice, and that's kind of how Dishonored 2 is as well. It creates a different playthrough every time.
Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna go over to Nintendo for my next one and go with the game that made me get a Switch, which is Breath of the Wild.
Nice.
This was my first Zelda game, and I know for sometimes for long,
Just
hardcore
me. Just me.
Zelda
Just
fans,
me.
Breath of the Wild didn't exactly hit, but for me, it was such a fun game and like a great art style that I think will stand the test of time. I thought it was paced pretty well in terms of like when you get things, how you learn things. There's a lot of extra little things to do that's never really that hard, but it always challenges you still. If you want it to, if you want to go try and get the centaur guys, you can. If you want to just leave them alone and go to the Hyrule Castle and do the final boss, you can do that too. That player choice was really, really neat. And it was great to get our Switch, and then like every other day, like Steph and I would be trading off who gets to play. So that was kind of a fun little something we hadn't ever experienced before as a couple.
Yeah.
Things I love about Breath of the Wild were art. Yeah, beautiful. Loved the art choice they went with. But then also how it's, you just are put in the world.
Yeah.
It's not, welcome to the world. Go exactly to this spot and go straight there. It's no, just here you go.
Yeah.
Have at it.
Go, you can go fight Ganondorf right now. You'll die, but you can do it. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a cool choice to go with.
Oh, sorry, Calamity Ganon.
Yeah, important.
Don't want to get comments.
I will go with one of two games this generation. This is the only one that truly made me cry. There's another one that choked me up, but it's not on my list. Red Dead 2, my favorite game of all time, came out in this generation. Prior to that, it was Red Dead Redemption. So Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm glad they were able to build on the success of that, even though it was forever years later.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you want to talk about a game with story and, although long, still really good, and soundtrack and performances, and I mean it's one of those games that like it moves you to tears when you play it. I think just because you kind of start to feel part of Arthur Morgan's arc. About chapter 5, I think you really start to get a feel for who Arthur is, and you really realize that like this guy is truly a good person, and he's just really trying to do the right thing for his family. Man, and I'll never forget, we went to Kansas City. I don't think you went that year, but we got to watch, and I think you went to a different panel with Steph. There was a panel with
we did
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, Roger Clark is his name, and they asked him, what was your favorite line that you ever got to speak in the game, and he said it, and like it's one of those things like you don't think about when you're playing it. You're like, oh man, that's a good line, but then he said it, and he said it as Arthur Morgan, and I looked at Dana and I was bawling my eyes out, like I was just crying, and she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, that was beautiful. It was beautiful, and like that's what Red Dead 2 is. It's a beautiful game, and I think the 80-hour campaign is very long and unnecessarily long, but man, is the juice worth the squeeze, because it's really good. I think if you can, Game Pass. Is it back on Game Pass again?
Oh, did it leave?
They left it, yeah. But if you have not had a chance to
Maybe
beat
just buy
that
it on
game,
sale somewhere.
yeah,
Yes.
if you've not had a chance to beat that game and it's one that interests you, it's well worth a playthrough.
Nice.
2 words. Cinematic mode.
Oh yeah, fantastic.
More games need that.
Yeah.
Do you have any more, Luke?
Oh my gosh, I have quite a few more.
Good.
So this is kind of the end of my top 3. And I don't know if I'd say this is... It's probably one of my favorite... I don't know. I put a lot of time into it.
Yeah.
And I was really late to the party. Destiny 2.
Yes!
I play this game all the time.
Is this your favorite game of all time?
No.
Okay.
Don't even dare make that joke. When The Last of Us is on the table.
It's not on the table.
Punk.
We're gonna get that plosive away from the mic.
I'm getting better at it. All the guts of this game aren't really in the game. A lot of that has to be done through YouTube videos and research and a lot of other things.
Yep.
But man, I do it every day. Like I always want to know more about this world that Bungie's created, and it's a lot of fun. Or I think raiding is one of the best video game experiences a gamer can do, and I think Bungie does it
for sure
really, really well. And I'm
Most
excited
rewarding
to
feeling.
finally experience stuff from D1
Yeah.
because I haven't done the D1 raids. And now
gonna
in
be
D2
so
they're
fun.
coming back, so now I
It's gonna
can
be so fun.
even get more of the experience.
On that Series X in the Vault of Glass, and we'll be like,
Yeah, boy.
"Oh, everything on you, mofo."
Oh, Vault of Glass 4K HDR is going to blow my mind.
Yeah,
Hopefully it doesn't blow your Xbox.
Possible.
No.
Possible.
But yeah,
Let's
I've
go buy
put.
another one.
Yeah.
I bet this game
fine.
I've put the most hours into second only to Skyrim.
Mm.
And I bet I'm probably getting close because I've played this game a lot. No, that's not true.
We know Lefke's hyped for D1 raids. Yeah, our raid team's a pretty fun group too. We were killing it. Sorry, I'm reminiscing.
All good. All good. I'm going to throw Doom out there. This was the 16 reboot. It is. I think this is the game that really got me to believe that first-person shooters could be
Fun?
fun again. Like FPSs just tend to all drift towards the same point in space time, where like what's fun is a slightly faster than or slightly slower than pure twitch shooter mechanics, and like this took that formula that was around since the beginning of time, well, since the original Doom, and said, how do we make it modern? And it's really the first modern remake that I think took what made a game so unique and elevated it, with how it built encounters and rooms, made you traverse the environment, it makes you engage with combat. It makes you go hard. If you do the thing, which is so common, which is, I want to play it safe. I want to go stay in the back of the room and pew, 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 pew. You're going to die because you're never going to get any health back. Like,
Right.
The only way to get health is to be moving
yeah.
and to be attacking. On top of that, it's a very beautiful game.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it is kind of crazy how, like,
How metal it is.
it's not the kind of music I would listen to, but that soundtrack's really good too. That one's on Game Pass now. You should definitely go play it if you haven't.
Agreed.
I haven't played it.
You kind of mentioned the game that made you get a Switch,
Yeah,
so I thought the one that made me get a Switch is worth mentioning.
I think it is.
Super Mario Odyssey. The return to 3D Mario was such a welcome return. So worth it to me to get a Switch to play that. I put a lot of hours into it. I had so much fun playing it. It's also the game that got my wife into playing video games, which was really cool to watch.
Nice.
And to see her basically be introduced to an entirely new hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Super Mario Odyssey, definitely worth mentioning.
Love it.
Coat. Which one should I do first from my list here? I'll do that one. I mentioned The Last of Us earlier.
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want, Simon? Quit your meowing.
Simon, come join us at the table.
Anyway, Last of Us Part 2. I loved this game. I thought it was an incredible follow-up. I know it was not what a lot of people wanted it to be. Even though you should have seen it coming because it was obvious and all the spoilers were on the internet. You children. I thought this game was beautiful art and direction-wise, but also with the messages that both of these games have.
Mm-hmm.
And it's told in a very, very hard and often violent way,
Yeah.
but the message is very clear, and I think that's rare in games to have like just really good writing.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and a lot of times morality is such a gray area in games.
Yeah, it's like the Uncharted games. You're this person looking for buried treasure, and you kill probably 500 people in those games.
Yeah. It's Indiana Jones, but like
You need something to do,
yeah.
And so you shoot bad guys. And I mean, yeah, they're terrorists in a bad country or something usually. They're horrible people, but still, like, you're just shooting them in the face. Like, and you're cracking a joke to your girlfriend, like, split his skull, something dumb. Yeah, the morality is a character in the Last of Us games.
Yeah.
And you have to do some things, and you're like, I did not like doing that.
Mm.
Even more in the second one, there's some things that you're just like, I did not want to do that. Great game.
Yeah. So you mentioned a game that got your wife into gaming.
Yeah.
A game that kind of got my wife into gaming that is also on my list is Ori and the Blind Forest.
I knew this one had to have a spot on there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so good. You've probably heard us talk about it before, but yeah, it's gorgeous little platformer RPG-esque game. The second one recently came out and really expanded on it, but I think the first one maybe is paced a little better. There's not quite so much busy work. However, man, some of the abilities in the second one are really cool.
That's the hard part, I think, with platformers too. Is like when you do a really good one the first time, how do you level that up? How do you make it better the second time around?
Do the first game, but backwards.
Well, and even just the setting for the second game is how they like where you go is really cool because as like a platformer, like you're looking at the screen and it's like, okay, this is the world. I only see from this direction. Mm-hmm. And like at the very beginning of the sequel, it's like they just turn the camera around and you're looking the other way.
Oh wow.
So it's like this idea of like, okay, it's what's behind you in the first game.
Well, that's
is
cool.
where the second game takes place.
That's super cool.
Yeah. It's very, very neat.
Hey, Simon.
Simon, come here. I'll go get him. Tyler, give us your next one.
All right, so this one, I was going to mention Rocket League here, and I wrote it down.
Rocket League.
Because I wanted to mention a sports game, and that is a sports game to me. And I love that game, but I'm not going to talk about that one because Brett said platformer, and it made me realize something. This generation is when games for impact became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Something that, you know, I personally, I talked to Dana a lot about this. I feel like games as a medium is not talked about enough. I mean, it doesn't get as much recognition as it should. And there was a game that came out in this generation called Celeste that talked about handling depression and overcoming depression. And, you know, my first thought when I played it, I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun game. And you know, I personally have not struggled with depression. So I wasn't sure how well I could relate to it. And I wasn't sure that it would impact me like it can. And Celeste definitely raises the bar, I think, for storytelling in platformers.
Yeah.
But even more so across the entire world of video gaming.
Mm-hmm.
So Celeste, I think, holds a pretty high up spot on my list as it to me created and helped me understand what games for impact were.
Yeah.
And it's a game that if you ever have a chance to play it, you should. And it's going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be really hard.
Yeah.
But trust me, when you get to the end, it's worth it.
It's interesting how much that's part of the metaphor.
Yeah.
Or the analogy,
Right.
however you want to say it. Yeah. Like,
Yeah. And that's what I thought was so cool is like, you know, I can't relate to it from the story standpoint.
right.
But I can relate in the sense that game is hard. But getting to the other side of the mountain or reaching the top of the mountain is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought that was so cool. And it's so cool, too, like, you know, you always hear people say you're not alone. And, like, in that game, you're not. Because there's people who are struggling with the same puzzles you are.
Yeah.
Like, even you can just Google them, and those puzzles exist in many forums where people are like, how did you do this? And, like, you start working with people online that you didn't plan to talk to. And it was really cool to me. So Celeste just uprooted Rocket League because you said platformer, and I totally forgot about it.
Cool. I'm going to talk about games that you
That's the other first look.
just trash until it comes out and you play it and it turns out you love it. It's your game of the year, even though I still haven't beat it. Death Stranding.
Oh, yeah.
I made fun of this game. I did not want to play this game. I played this game and I loved it. It's not narratively coherent or make any sense. but gosh, it's just so dang entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much going on, and all you do is walk around and deliver mail. I mean, I do have a gun, and I'm shooting blood ghosts from a different dimension.
Yeah, what are the...
I don't honestly know. And I'm carrying a baby that can sense them, and I have a umbrella on my back that tells me where they are. It's just so weird, but... Sorry, I can't multitask. I had to stop talking. Take your time. It made me... It makes me want to not just trash things before they come out. Sorry, Jared Leto. I'll apologize. No.
You don't mean that.
I don't. I'm lying, but you don't have to say that. Yeah, it was my game of the year, and it should have been a different game probably, but I just had so much dang fun playing this one.
Nice.
Also, fantastic soundtrack again. Let's see, every game I've mentioned so far has had a fantastic soundtrack, and I bet, yes, all of your guys' have too as well. I'm just finding a trend. If you want your game to be good, give it a good soundtrack.
Give it a good soundtrack.
Yeah.
To kind of bounce off of Tyler's, and when we talk about games that impact us in different ways or hit on emotional or, I don't know, mental health issues, I don't think I can continue going without mentioning Hellblade.
Yeah. Just beat that.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
That is one of those games that, much like what Tyler was saying with Celeste, when you get started, you're not quite sure what you're in for, I think. And by the time it wraps up, you just have this, I think, a different appreciation for mental health and what people go through. And you can just tell that a lot of the developers poured their heart and souls into wanting to show people what it's like to struggle, and not just be able to, solve your problem by pew-pewing all the bad guys. Pew-pew! Like so many games do. So that was one that I really appreciate, how the medium, it takes the medium of gaming and tells a different kind of story in it. And it's beautiful, and soundtrack and all those things that
Yeah, great game. That is an awesome game. I was so glad that I just randomly downloaded and played it.
That was so weird.
We did that on the same day.
Same day. It's so odd. And I haven't beat it yet, though.
I haven't beat Jedi Order yet. Fallen Order yet either.
You guys got a couple more, or should we?
I'm out on this list.
Okay. Luke, any others you want to mention?
Just real quick, a game that Brett hasn't beat, Control.
Yeah.
This was going to be my game of the year, but then Death Stranding beat it. I actually do think this is a better game. All around, everywhere. It's got great gameplay. It's got a great story and all the stuff,
Yeah.
It's just Death Stranding it was so weird.
I think Control has the single coolest
The maze.
mission in a game I've ever played.
The maze?
Yeah. The ashtray maze.
It was insanity.
Better than the time hopping and Titanfall 2?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then the time hopping in Titanfall 2 is absolutely fire. But the ashtray maze is something that I can't even explain it. Like, it's so awesome. Especially because you come across it so early in the game, and it makes no sense to you.
And you kind of hang out in there, and you're just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
I probably ran around in a circle for 20 minutes trying to figure out.
I did it for a lot longer than that.
I was like, I'm going to leave here.
So yeah, Control. If you haven't played Control, go play it. Tomb Raider. I don't know if that was this past generation.
Yeah,
if that was 360. And Rise of the Tomb Raider. I wasn't really big on Shadow, but those two games, I think, did a great job of reinventing the Lara Croft.
Yeah.
Got a movie
Tomb Raider stories. Yeah.
That adventure.
Especially Rise. I loved Rise. I thought it took the stuff from the first one and just made it a little better.
Yeah.
Plus catapults in the end was so cool.
Remember when I was stuck on that last mission for a year? and I gave up. And then you guys were like, "It's the last mission." I was like, "Oh, I should just go finish that."
And then the last
times.
one, Uncharted 4. I played these first 4 Uncharted games when I first got my PS4, and it was awesome.
Worth every minute.
Yes, every minute.
Nice. Why is Brett so angry?
It's because we talked too much about the Fast and Furious games.
No.
I mean movies.
Let's talk about. Are we good there?
Yeah,
That's your last
I think that's
Yeah,
good.
that's my last one.
That's good.
one?
What are we hyped for?
What are we hyped for? And so this list, I only put 3 things down.
Yeah, I've got like 4.
And I tried to stay like with what's coming this year.
Mine,
I think there's some things that
it's like 2, maybe 3, and 2 with asterisks because I don't really know when they're coming out.
yeah, like there's games out there. I think like Starfield that I'm like I'm really intrigued
Oh, that's
about
too far out.
what it is,
way
but
too far
it's
away.
way too far away for me to put on this list.
2030, we got a while. till
I thought
then.
it was 2032.
No, that's Elder Scrolls
6.
5.5. The
But
prequel to Elder Scrolls 6.
Skyrim for the new systems.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
My guess, one that's on all of our lists, is probably Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes. 100%.
Coming out only in a couple weeks.
Yep.
Um,
November 19.
if you've played any of CD Projekt Red's games,
I
like,
haven't.
or even if you
Just-
haven't,
Just be ready because it's going to be a lot.
yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah, they build really incredible worlds.
Maybe I'll beat it by the time Starfield comes out in 2031.
I
Two,
fully
3.
expect this one to take as long as Red Dead did.
Yeah,
For me.
I'm gonna try and stick to the story a little better on this one than I did with Red Dead.
Yeah.
I did not do a good job of doing story stuff in Red Dead.
I was so- I
where
think I was-
eventually fell off.
I was so invested in the story of Red Dead because of how much I enjoyed the story of Red Dead 1 that it made it easier for me.
I was just so entrapped by the world.
Yeah.
They literally gave you a real Western world in that game, and this game is gonna give us a real future sci-fi, cyberpunk, chaotic
Yeah.
world.
Yep.
And I'm going to get lost in it.
gonna be awesome.
And in a year into the game, I'm going to be like, and I'm going to stop playing it. And then Tyler will finally beat it. He's like, dude, you got to beat the game. And then I'll beat it.
Yeah, that one's definitely on everyone's list.
Yeah, yes.
One that's
I
probably...
don't have more to add to Luke's rant.
I don't know where that came from.
You feel better?
No.
Oh. One that I think is probably only on my list. Comes out this week. Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah.
This one's part of the Smart Delivery program, so I considered it next gen.
Yeah.
Um,
Cyberpunk's that way too.
yeah. I'm really excited for this. I like the Watch Dog franchise. I think it's just a really cool concept. It does what Assassin's Creed does for so many for me. Like it's Assassin's Creed like, but it's not so big that I don't feel like I can't complete it.
It's a smaller sandbox, but it's still your fun sandbox.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And, it's kind of futuristic, cyberpunky now with this new one set in the future. But this, to me, I'm going out on a line here. I think Watch Dogs Legion is the most ambitious game ever made, based on what we've been told.
Yeah.
I think it's too intriguing to not be excited for. Also, it brought the guy who made one of the best Far Cry games out of retirement. So I'm juiced for this. I think it's going to be.
I cannot wait to hear your review, especially how the system works with the different characters.
I'm very curious. Part of me wanted to wait until next gen, but then I was like, well, if I get it now, that gives me 2 weeks before I have to buy 4 more games. And,
Right.
Spread out that money a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, I'm really looking forward to Watch Dogs Legion. I'm excited to see the breadth of this game and just how big it really is.
Mm-hmm. Luke?
Beyond Light.
Yeah.
Sunday school answer.
More Destiny.
We talk about it all the time.
I'm
So
right
I
there
won't
with
go
you.
on.
We'll be campaigning that together or solo and then jumping in some strikes together or something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we'll all be playing.
It's gonna be
that one.
fun.
I'll definitely be on that one because the load times won't take 20 minutes to play.
That's right, baby.
I just hope I can hit my quest log and be there quickly.
Have
Yeah.
you seen the video of the dude playing Destiny?
No.
It's almost instant.
Really?
Like, it's like
So fast.
Oh, dude,
it's like a PC.
That's gonna be amazing. Like if they could get that figured out, like Lepke's in the chat, he'll tell you all I do when I play that game is complain about the quest log. So it's so frustrating to me.
Well,
All right, Brett, you're up again.
okay.
We
The
don't
one that
need to
I'm
talk this.
probably more excited about than these guys, although I don't know, you had some excitement. Halo Infinite.
Yeah, you're more excited than me. I am excited.
I just get glossed over. I was hyped as hell until that game got delayed.
But I'm no. I'm just saying that I think I was
Unreal.
more hyped than you were.
You're dead to me. No,
I'm sorry.
no, absolutely. Halo Infinite's gonna be dope.
Yeah, really still excited even with the delays and kind of some of the rumors coming out that maybe things aren't in a great place with their,
I do find it interesting that they are revealing stuff still though. They're like, yeah, this game's in a bad place, but hey, look at this. Like,
yeah.
There's also the face of all the advertisements. Like all the
Yeah.
Taco Bell commercials is Master Chief going,
And
and
things were
get
filmed so long
Xbox
ago.
Series
I know.
X.
All of these things were set in motion too far in the
like,
past.
In
to-
like May,
yeah.
they were doing all this stuff. Like the monster cans.
Yep.
And, yeah.
There's new Mega Block sets that are being like revealed every other day.
Don't buy Mega Blocks.
So
Don't do it.
I'm excited. Even though we're not getting Halo on November 10th, we should be getting a Master Chief here in the studio on November 10th. So
Are you gonna wear a full Master
get
Chief suit?
hyped.
Are you joining
Get
the
hyped.
army?
No, that would be. I did not shell out for a decent Master Chief full body suit.
We'll pitch in and get him one.
I'll bet it's a pajama onesie.
Ooh, I could get a Halloween costume for sure.
I want the Apex costumes. So this one is weird. I have another one that is cross-gen, and that is Madden 21. You know, a lot of people complain about Madden 21 and how it's the lowest rated game of all time and how they didn't do anything. I personally think that is because they were holding on for the next-gen upgrade, and I think that's where you'll see the most improvement for the game. Not necessarily in its modes, but in its gameplay.
All right.
So I'm excited. I remember the first time Madden was on the 360 and like the jump that was. And I imagine we're in for another jump like that. So I'm looking forward to it.
I won't be getting a PlayStation right away. But I'll probably get one first out of us.
Probably.
And I don't know if I'll get this game on my PS4 first or wait till I get a PS5, but I'm really excited for the Miles Morales.
Yeah.
It looks really good. I still can't believe that they made it that quick.
Yeah.
It blows my mind.
I hope it's good.
That Spider-Man game was great.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for more of that.
Dope.
Especially with Miles. I don't
Your
know
cat is crazy.
Podcat B.
Your cat is
Very crazy.
tripping balls, man.
Yep.
I was tripping balls.
So one that's on my list that I haven't played. I haven't played the original game, but I'm very hyped for the sequel. Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, yeah.
My my goal here in the next year, I just say year because I don't know there's no actual timeline. I'm just giving myself a year, is to get like a PS4 or PS4 Pro.
To finish To Sleep in a Sea of Stars?
Got him!
And
It's really late. But
What a
And-
callback.
play through all those PlayStation games. Like a lot of the games that you guys were mentioning.
God of War.
God of War and Last of Us, Horizon.
You'll probably beat Last of Us before I do.
You're a punk.
Um,
You'll probably beat Last of Us and Horizon before you beat both of those.
yeah.
Well, yeah, both. Not one of them. I'll beat one of them before he beats both of them.
Horizon will probably be on the top of the list though, because that has a sequel coming out soon that I really am excited for. So
God of War.
Lepke says he's 180 pages into A Sea of Stars.
He's further than you.
He says that book is thick.
With 2 C's?
No, Lepke, you meant thick with 2 C's, man. Good try though.
Cat's going off down there. There's no shame.
All right.
This podcast is off the rails,
Totally.
baby.
It's been off the rails for about an hour and a half.
Let's go, Tyler. What else?
My last one I'll talk about, but it's 2. Gears 5 had their announcement this week that they're upgrading or updating the game, and they're going to put... This is not an upgrade in my opinion, but Dave Bautista is interchangeable as Marcus Phoenix in the Gears 5 campaign. You know what this is, right? He wants to play Phoenix in a movie, and they're trying to get it done by doing this, is my guess. This is his marketing campaign to be Marcus Phoenix. But I'm excited to see Gears in all of its glory on the Xbox Series X. Gears Tactics is finally coming to console. And Gears is one of those shooters, like I don't play shooter stories usually. Gears is the one that I do.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to just get more story in the world of Gears of War. So Gears Tactics is one that's been high up on my list since it was announced. I was really bummed it took this long to come to console, but there's been plenty of filler, so I am finally going to get to play that on launch day, November 10th. Can't wait.
Cool. Luke, you have any more?
Yeah. Echoing Forbidden West. I will take work off to play that game. Maybe. Who knows when it comes out? Because, I mean, it doesn't have a date.
Right.
Which is... I mean, it makes sense. They just announced it. But I hope I don't have to wait too long for that game. The other one being, also doesn't have a date, God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I mean, those are two sequels to two of my favorite games.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
Boy.
That is the end of this segment and the end of the show because we didn't ask any fanboy or fanbox questions from the fanboys this week.
Or the fangirls.
But yeah, good discussion. We're always curious on what some of your favorite games of the decade or the decade of the generation were. It was almost a decade. And what you guys are hyped about. So I thank you guys in the chat for talking with us and throwing out some of that stuff. You can always, if there's something you feel strongly about, hit us up on Twitter. Let us know what you're hyped for coming this next generation. You can find us on Twitter at WhatTheFanboy. Or you can just find all of our links and stuff over at whatthefanboy.com. I think it's pretty easy to remember What the Fanboy, but you know.
I would very easily forget it, but I'm an idiot.
But Luke, you're our idiot, so it's okay.
And we love you for it.
We do. So until next week, thank you all for tuning in, watching, listening, subscribing. I guess you can subscribe on YouTube.
And if you made it this far, Brett owes you a beer.
No! I'm ending the stream. Okay, bye!
Bye.